Hello everyone, welcome back to another A Producer's Approach video. In this video, I'm looking at RIOT's song Jazz Cat Funk. So this song, I did not realize this was by the same group RIOT that made Overkill later on in the future on Monster Cat. I didn't realize RIOT made this song Jazz Cat Funk because I heard the song when it came out, but I didn't know the group at that time. So this song just came up in my head one day and I just remembered it and I wanted to listen to it and did not realize it was RIOT. And a lot of the stylistic choices in terms of sound and structure make a lot of sense that it's RIOT. So, anyways, let's get into this song.
I love cats. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. I really love cats.
We are going to play a difficult and loud bass. Do the Jazz Cat Funk.
That is halfway through the song. Man, what can I say about the song? I was vibing really hard to it. It was hard for me to not vibe. So, anyways, the intro. I really like the intro. I like the sample played in the beginning. It's very unique to RIOT where they use samples. I guess they're maybe old historic samples. I'm not exactly sure. And then after that, when the piano hits, the bass line hits with it almost sounds like a pluck bass playing. And that snare. Oh man, that snare can slap you back in next week, man. Like, wow, that was a huge snare that just slaps. So that whole rhythm section in the beginning is very catchy. It draws me in right off the bat, and it just is very funky. The jazz elements work very well. You have some interesting sound samples that are used in the very beginning, and then there is a build up, and I do like that the vocal sample says "do the jazz cat funk," but in a very low tone, vocoded way, almost demonic sounding in a sense. But then like the first chorus occurs, and man, it's a traditional dubstep rhythm, but wow, it feels like it moves faster than dubstep. That snare is super huge, and the calm response is really nice. The lower sound design sounds are very unique to RIOT, and so are the higher wubs, very unique to RIOT's sound design sounds. And I do like halfway through this chorus where it stops and then they have the vocoded sample of meow, which I think is pretty hilarious. That's the most sinister meow I think I've ever heard, but it fits the song really well. And then the halftime goes into more of a traditional like 4/4 or even double time section, which speeds up the song a little bit more. So I'm not exactly sure if the song's in 140 BPM like dubstep. Definitely doesn't feel like it. It feels like it goes a lot faster. I'm not sure if this is dubstep or glitch hop because the funkiness of this song is a little more similar to glitch hop at this time, but the BPM just feels a lot faster than 110 or even 140. So I could be wrong. Anyways, let's continue.
Everybody do the jazz cat
We are going to play a typical and loud bass.
Jazz cat jazz cat Everybody do the jazz cat Do the jazz cat funk. Do the jazz cat funk.
All right, so that was Jazz Cat Funk. And what's interesting about this song to me is when I first heard the song, I didn't think that the song was traditional in terms of the sense of the structure. I thought it was a little bit wacky. But listening to Riot's music later on in the future, the song actually makes more sense to me now in terms of structure, sound design, samples used. Because before, when I first heard the song, I'm like, wow, this is like the wackiest song I've heard, but it has such a danceable vibe that like I'm just nodding my head along to the beat. And that's just something I wanted to point out. So the break section I like quite a bit. They use very jazz like vocals and a cappella from almost like a soul singer with some brass instruments playing. So it sounds like a jazz club, which is interesting because that reminds me of like New Orleans for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. And the just feel of that section, the combination of their sound design sounds and the more traditional jazz sounds is really nice. Then you go into the second chorus. I like the switch up in terms of the sound design sound that Riot uses in the halftime section. So the higher pitch sounds I'm not super enamored of, but like for this song, it works very well. I'm not exactly sure why. It just gives more of a heavier feel, more of an impact into that first section of the second chorus. And then the meow sample halfway through the second chorus. And then it goes into the 4/4 or double time section, which is similar to the first chorus, and then the outro is really nice with the piano. I want to say that's a piano that plays, and then you have a sample fading out with more jazz elements. So overall, really great song. I can't believe I forgot the song until recently. So I give this song a solid like 9.5 out of 10. Like this is such a really solid song. I mean, it's a classic to me. And I thought it was the wackiest song. That's why I didn't remember it was Riot back in the day. But once I listened back to it, I was like, wait, this sounds really familiar. I looked at the name, I'm like, oh, it's Riot. That makes a lot more sense now. Like Overkill and all their songs, that whole album, the Dogma album, makes sense. And I have that whole album. So like I understand the style and structure of their music, which is really great. So overall, I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next A Producers Approach video. Have a good one, everyone. Peace.